G'day guys, Kyle Tanner back again with another video. Hopefully you guys enjoy my past list, my top 5 best games of 2015 and my top 5 worst games of 2015. But right now, I'm going to talk about my top 10 upcoming games for 2016. Let's just get straight into this list, shall we? Coming in at number 10 is the Technomancer. Now, Technomancer is a hasn't been very well known as of lately. Hasn't been much press or media on it, but Technomancer sets about 200 years after Mars was colonized. You play as a Technomancer named Zachariah, who is on the run from the secret police. The gameplay basic has RPG elements into it. You can craft your own weapons, your own armor, and you can make your own choices how to solve a quest. So, bollocks of it, choices are going to matter throughout this whole entire game. They will influence your endings. They will influence your companions. You get companions in here. You can level up your companions. This game hasn't had much media attention to it. I was only had a trailer and some gameplay shown. But this game I'm very much looking forward to, as you get to explore Mars. Again, we explored Mars with Red Faction games, but we haven't explored Mars vastly. So hopefully you get to explore not all of it, but most of it, which I'm looking forward to. And just to have some new spin on some combat and some new story elements. I'm very much looking forward to this game when it comes out. My number 9 game I'm looking forward to is Gears of War 4. Now, Gears of War 4 just came out of nowhere, really. It's just showed up at E3 all of a sudden last year, which gave me a shock because I wasn't expecting a new Gears of War game. I wasn't expecting an entire new Gears of War storyline, basically. Basically, this game's after everything that happened in the previous Gears of War games. You play as a new character, and there's new enemies. This looks like some sort of fish hybrid across Locust. They look very deadly. They got some new combat, some new AI mechanics. The AI looks like it tries to flank you, tries to get you thinking on your feet by the looks of it. And they also got elements like wind elements added into the game, basically, which has you keep you on your feet as you move through corridors. Basically, it's sort of like linear elements, linear element backgrounds, but it's gonna add new dimensions to the game where you can take out enemies, maybe. But Gears of War 4 is a game I'm really looking forward to. I love the previous Gears of War games. Hopefully they do justice by the series and not just throw out another Gears of War game because they want to. I want them to bring another one out because they have to. They want to continue the story. That's what I want. I want them to tell a new story, new characters, which is by the looks of it is. I want to see previous characters as well. Don't get me wrong. I want to see new previous characters in this game, but I don't want to play as them. I want to play as new characters. So yeah, Gears of War 4, my number 9 game I'm looking forward to. Coming in at my number 8 is a game that's been pushed back time and time again. It was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed to this year, and it's Tom Clancy's The Division. Now this game comes out next month, I think, and it's a hype game that's been very hyped at E3 time after these past couple of years. It's a game I'm looking forward to. It's got skill trees, weapon upgrades. You can get different weapons. Weapons will affect your stamina, which is also pretty good. The heavier weapon you carry, it will affect your stamina. The lighter weapon you carry will boost your stamina greatly. You also got skill trees that involve security, technology, and medic. So you can be a medic, you can be basically technology where you build turrets, or you can have security where you carry basically a riot shield around most of the time. And they also have this PvP multiplayer in the game without having to go into another multiplayer section of the game. It's basically called the Red Zone. In the Red Zone, you're basically trying to get an objective to basically a checkpoint to get carried out. But you have multiple players coming in with their groups to try and get that loot from you, or you can work together to get that loot. It can go either way. It can be a friendly encounter, or it can be a not so friendly encounter. People will die. I think most people will try and kill the other teams so they can get that loot, but they end up going rogue. What's also pretty good is that once you get that loot and take it to the objective, you can actually choose to kill your own team to get all that loot, to get all XP. There's gonna be a lot of people raging out this basically because they're gonna be pissed off at their own teammate because they wanted some of that loot, they wanted some of that XP, but they can't get that because that guy killed them and took it all for himself. I mean, there's not much armor upgrades. It's basically just coast jackets and beanies, basically. I mean, basically, the Division is basically Destiny, but with a story. This game doesn't need DLC to tell a story. This game is a story on its own. It has a very good story basically set in New York once an outbreak has occurred. The Division is basically, it's called basically like sleeper agents that have been in hiding and been preparing for something like this to happen. And as soon as it happened, they were activated. That's the base of the story. That's all you need. So yeah, Tom Clancy's Division, my number 8 game for 2016, coming up, upcoming game. My number 7 game I'm most looking forward to this year is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is a sequel from Deus Ex Human Revolution and push you straight into the shoes once again of Adam Jensen. Adam Jensen is fully cybernetic now. He's fully he's fully I can't put a word to it, but I know the word is well, he's basically just say, screw it, I'm augmented, I'm gonna live with it now. I can do good with it or I can do bad with it. That's his choice, and he's made his choice to do good by it. Now, Mankind Divided is basically, I can't remember what the story is about, but if it's anything about Human Revolution, which the story was pretty good, this game might be pretty damn decent. I mean, it's now more open world, looks like there's more colour into it, the stealth mechanics are a lot better, by the looks of it, the gameplay is a lot better. Hopefully the boss battles are a lot better, because the boss battles were just absolutely shit. They were the worst part about that game, because they were so repetitive, they were so dull. They got really boring, because you just had to rinse and repeat with an enemy. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You don't want that with your enemies. You want to be able to do different stuff to take him down. You want him to change his tactics if he's going down. If he's going down, you want him to know he's going down fighting, not doing the same thing over and over again. But anyway, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, my number 7 game I'm most looking forward to this year. My number 6 game for coming this year is Dark Souls 3. Now, Dark Souls 3 looks to be a continuation on from what Dark Souls did, and it's going to be developed by From Software once again. Now, never got to play Dark Souls 2, never played Bloodborne, but I did play Dark Souls, and I kind of like, I don't know, rage quitted it. I rage quit that game, basically, when I got to that Sin's Fortress, basically. I couldn't get past that, so I was like, fuck it, I'm done with this game. Fucking stupid. I mean, I got so far, like, I hate to rage quit because I got so far, like, I never thought I would have got that far anyway. I mean, I was beating most of the boss battles on my first try because I just watched videos on how to beat them, basically. So yeah, I cheated. What? Sue me. I cheated. But I loved Dark Souls. I loved it. I loved watching Dark Souls playthroughs and Bloodborne playthroughs because they were fun. They're fun to watch. Get immersed in the lore. Now this lore seems to be even greater. Now, as you have two health potions now. You have one that reveals your mana, your magic, and one that does your hit points, which is normal. Now, it seems to be carrying on the same gameplay mechanics from Dark Souls 2, so it's very much going to be the same, but probably a little bit more done with it. So yeah, Dark Souls 3, my number 6 game I'm most looking forward to this year. My number 5 game I'm most looking forward to this year is Uncharted 4: Thief's End. Now, let's hope this is going to be the final story of Nathan Drake, the lovable rogue we all love. He's been through hell. Literally, he's fallen through a train. He's basically been in he's fallen off a plane. He's held onto a plane. He's gone through hell. Now it's going to be his end. He's either going to die at this end of this game, or he's going to live, and they're going to give Naughty Dog only going to give him a happy ending. Now, what can you expect from Uncharted 4? Basically, pretty much the same. It's a given. Uncharted 4, you should know what you're getting with that game as soon as it tells you what the name is. It should mean over top action, adventure, comedy, a great story, great action. It's going to have everything, and it's going to pull in the heartstrings by the looks of it. With Nathan Drake bringing in his like brother, it's basically got Troy Barker and Nolan North in the same game. They're the two main voice actors in video games basically, and they're in the same video game. You don't get that every day. Yeah, they're great voice actors. They're very great. They're the best. So yeah, they deserve to be a part of this game. But let's just hope this is the final game of the tale of Nathan Drake. So anyway, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, my number 5 game I'm most looking forward to this number 4 game I'm most looking forward to this year. This is the granddaddy of all FPS games. That granddaddy is Doom. Doom has risen from the ashes of once was Doom 4. Has risen from the ashes and it's gone back to its old roots. Over the top action, non-stop action. Just one big roller coaster ride of blood, guts, and gore. Hopefully the horror elements from Doom 3 are still in this, because Doom 3 I still think is one of the scariest games I've ever played. I literally had nightmares when I was about 13 about playing this game. Trust me, I get scared easily. And this game was absolutely terrifying. Enemies will pop up from behind you. But let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about Doom 4. Doom 4... No, not Doom 4. It's not Doom 4 anymore. It's just Doom. It's just Doom now. It's basically... You're on Mars. You're a Marine. You're going to kill some demons. That's all you need to know, really. You got to figure out how to defeat them. What happened to your base that you're working at. What happened to the company you're working for. And it's got some like... It's got like a Doom map creator now. Where you can create your own maps now for multiplayer or just for your own purpose to try and defeat enemies and try and get to the next area. And it's going to be a very good mechanic I'm looking forward to and looking to exploiting, because I'm guessing a lot of people are going to make some maps and these maps are going to be so damn hard that people are just going to keep going back to them and going back to them because it's just been because they want to beat these maps. So yeah, I mean, Doom 4 was supposed to be open world. I was looking forward to being open world and being set on Earth, but I'll take Doom going back to its old roots. It's just over top violence, blood, guts, gore, and yeah, that's just Doom. You should know what you're getting with it. Its Software are back. Let's hope they're back. But yeah, Doom, my number 4 game I'm looking forward to the most. Number 3 game I'm most looking forward to this year. I wrote an article about it, how much I was looking forward to it. That's Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Now, I never got to play Final Fantasy VII. I hardly got to play any of the Final Fantasy games. I know, you can shoot me if you want to. I never got to play one of those games in my life. I feel bad about not playing one of those games. I feel bad not playing Final Fantasy VII, which is regarded as the greatest game of all time. But now, I finally get to play it. It's going to be completely redone from the ground up. Like, new. It's not going to be just given a new coat of paint. It's just going to be completely built in a new engine. It's going to have new cutscenes, new cinematics, voice actors this time, and it's going to have new combat. From the previous Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 13, 14. Yeah, it's going to have that combat in it, so it's basically like a sandbox kind of combat arena where you can just change from character to character, but use the controller to fight instead of like using button prompts to choose that character. But my main problem with this game is going to be episodic. I hate that this game is going to be episodic. I want to play this game in its full entirety, non-stop, without having to wait for an episode. But that doesn't hinder on its own ranking in my top 10 list. It's still number 3. It just would probably be a bit higher if it wasn't episodic. But yeah, after that, it doesn't affect it whatsoever. It's still in my top 5 games. Final Fantasy VII Remake, My number 3 game I'm most looking forward to. My number 2 game I'm most looking forward to this year is No Man's Skies. Now, this game was shown like, I don't know, 3 years ago, and it just blew everyone away with how massive this game was for an indie game. It was massive. It's about, I don't know, the guys said there's about, I don't know, over 100 galaxies you can explore and over 1 million planets to see and go to. That's a massive game for an indie game. And it's expansive. You want to explore this whole entire game. There's no word on what the story is to this game. Maybe it's just the exploring game where you just go to a different planet each and every time just to get a mineral or start a settlement, really. You're basically exploring the galaxy. What person does not want to do that? Of course, we want to explore the galaxy. It's basically living on our fantasies. What's out there? What we need? What we want to do. And I'm looking forward to this game. I mean, it looks massive. It looks great fun. I mean, sure, people say, "Oh, but the graphics aren't that good." It doesn't care about the fun. It doesn't. I don't care about graphics. I care about the gameplay. I care about the story. I care about how immersed in this game I can be. It looks like I can be immersed in this game for a long time. I could probably play this for, I know, maybe 2 years, maybe, no, not 2 years, I'm joking about that. I could play this for about 2 months non-stop without having to get another game, because I want to do stuff in this game. Stuff needs to be done in this game. I need to explore. So yeah, No Man's Skies, my number 2 game I'm most looking forward to. And now, my number 1 game I'm most looking forward to this year. It's a beloved franchise. And it's my favourite franchise ever. That's Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be recreated by BioWare. It's going to have a new story, new characters. It's going to be like it's like going to be in a Western space game, basically. So like Cowboy Bebop was. But this game's going to be expansive. It's going to be basically like a Western style game, basically set in space by the looks of it. I'm most looking forward to this game because I love the Mass Effect franchise. I absolutely love it. BioWare make great games. They make a great story. They do great gameplay mechanics. They have great action, and they just keep you immersed in this game through its characters, its gameplay. I can keep going on and on, but BioWare make great games. That's just full stop. But the one thing I'm hoping with Mass Effect Andromeda is that we have our questions answered from what we had at Mass Effect 3. What happens to Shepard? What happens to the original Normandy crew? What happens to after you defeat the Reapers? We need those questions answered in this game. Because basically, the ending of Mass Effect sucked. None of our questions were answered. We just left with more questions that need to be answered in this game. We want to know what happened to those characters we grew to love, that we followed the journey through and through thick and thin. People will want to hear those stories, those answers. I mean, we haven't heard much about Mass Effect Andromeda. It could be pushed back to next year. It might not be. Hopefully we see some gameplay of it at E3 this year. I'm hoping I am, because I want to see some gameplay of it. I don't want to be pushed to next year. I want Mass Effect this year, not next year. If it gets pushed to next year, it's going to be polished up. It's going to have those glitches rubbed out. But anyways, Mass Effect Andromeda, my number 1 game I'm most looking forward to this year. Hopefully you enjoyed that list. Sorry that I was sort of like a stuttering mess. I got lost in translation most of the time throughout this video because I got so hyped about these games. I'll lose what I'm about to say. I'm trying to work on it. It's a big flaw of mine, but hopefully you guys are able to see past it and forgive me for that. I will get better as I go along. I do promise that. But anyway, guys, hopefully you're able to see past all that. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hell, maybe even share. But until next time, guys, I'm Kyle Tander, and I'll catch you later.